Hello everybody, my name is Hype2. As I boot up the game, I'm going to tell you all what I'm doing here in Plants vs. Zombies 2. I'm here to answer one question. Can you beat Plants vs. Zombies 2 using only red plants? The rules for this challenge are simple. Number 1, I may only place down plants that have the color red on them. This excludes levels where I cannot decide my plants, such as conveyor levels, locked and loaded levels, the tutorial, etc. Rule number 2. I'm gonna be keeping power-ups and buying plant food to a minimum, or using them not at all, unless the level would basically be impossible without them. Rule number 3. After every world, if I do not receive a red plant, I may buy one of my own, and at the start of the challenge get one plant to begin with. Rule number 3. I may not use a pay-to-win mechanics for leveling up plants. I may use them for buying plants for in-between worlds if I do not receive a red plant from them. But I may only level up plants from seed packets that I get from free-to-play mechanics. That's all. Now let's let the tutorial finish up as we make our way to ancient Egypt. You know you can just drive back to Taco Bell. You don't necessarily have to go back in time just to eat the same taco again. So here we are, ancient Egypt, the first official world of this challenge. Days 1 to 6 were just kind of tutorial levels, and day 6 was a conveyor level, so none of those matter toward the challenge. Let's just skip to day 7. Between days 1 and 6, I also unlocked the bloomerang and iceberg lettuce, but neither of them are red. Alright, so day 7 was the first official level of the challenge. The only plant currently in my arsenal was the potato mine. Even though it didn't have that much red on it, it was the only plant I had that had red on it, so he's invited to the challenge. Day 7 actually took me 2 attempts, because Potato Mine has such a long cooldown, and camel zombies kept showing up. So one Potato Mine could not deal with a whole group of camel zombies at the same time, with its long cooldown. This level is definitely possible without me having to buy one plant food out of panic and use power-ups, if you were lucky. Because this plant food just distributes 2 random potato mines at a different spot and instantly primes it. So if you got lucky, this is definitely doable with just potato mines, but I didn't get lucky. I know that it's super early for me to be using power-ups and buying plant food already, but what will happen on day 8 is gonna change all of that. Okay, seeing how day 7 went, I realized that potato mines isn't gonna carry the entirety of ancient Egypt. I needed a new plant, so I went to the store and decided to get the fire pea shooter. To do so, I got this popular pea shooter bundle, which included the electric, snow, and fire pea shooters. I could still use the snow and electric pea shooters in levels that aren't in the adventure section. Okay, unfortunately I was unable to get some footage for day 8, but let's just say with the fire pea shooter, it was a cakewalk. So we move on to day 9. Which was also a cakewalk due to our new plant. So far, the only couple flaws I see with the fire pea shooter is its sun cost, since we don't have any sun-producing plants in our arsenal, and also the fact that it doesn't work well with gravestones while firing normally, but its plant food works amazingly for gravestones. But I don't believe that graves will be a problem in future worlds, all the way up to Dark Ages. Speaking of Dark Ages, sun production will be a big problem in the future of this challenge. Specifically in levels of the entirety of Dark Ages, since sun doesn't fall from the sky in that world. And also levels in future worlds where you need to produce a specific amount of sun before the level ends and also survive. Although I do know one red plant that can produce sun. but I'm not sure how helpful it will be. Oh yeah, did I mention we also unlocked the Gravebuster on this level? Another useless plant for our collection. Moving on to day 10. Another quick, easy, relaxing, and normal level. Although, I'm starting to get sick of these Tomb Raiser zombies. What these guys do is barf up a bone, throw it somewhere on the lawn, and then out pops a grave. Alright, moving on to day 11. Oh wait, I don't get to choose my plants. Alright, moving on to day 12. It was just a plain old ordinary level with no new zombies or anything. Nothing special. On to day 13. On day 13, we had to survive without planting on Dave's mold colonies. This blocked us from placing plants in 2 of our 9 rows. I don't know what Dave was thinking to put his mold on my property, but for a man who literally keeps his brain in the back of his truck, he could have found a much better spot. Anyways, on to day 14. This level is still stupidly easy. Oh yeah, we also unlocked the Bonk Choy. Day 14 was just a regular, easy level. Nothing special. Not even a new plant unlocked. I'm just gonna skip it. On day 15, we had to protect the endangered sunflowers. To be honest, this was more of a blessing than a hindrance because I currently do not have any sun-producing plants. They were not hard to protect at all. Moving on to day 16. Sorry about that.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's Joe Biden, but you can call me the Bidenator for short. So, on day 16, it was just a completely ordinary day with nothing special going on, and we didn't even unlock any new plants, so it was easy going from there. Very good, I'd say. Now, back to height 2.
Thanks, Joe. Anyways, you heard the president. Day 17 actually did give us a slight condition. We had to survive without having more than 14 plants on the board at once. Was this a problem? Absolutely not. But this is supposed to be the easiest of all the worlds in the game. I assure you, in the future of this challenge, it's gonna get much worse than this. Alright, let's speed this up a little bit. Day 18, we had to plan our defenses, which was quite easy, and we didn't have to worry about sun. On day 19, we had 2 conditions. One, to not plant on Dave's mold, and the second, to never have more than 16 plants. By doing so, we also unlocked the repeater, but he's not red. On day 20, we had to protect more endangered sunflowers, but once again, this was more of a blessing than a hindrance, for the same reasons as day 15. On day 21, we were automatically equipped with 3 plants, with 3 open slots remaining. These 3 plants were the Twin Sunflower, Kernel Pult, and Melon Pult. But this really did not affect us, since we only had 2 red plants and 3 remaining slots. We also received the Sun Boost trophy, which now allows us to store another 25 extra sun in our starting bank. Day 22 had very similar conditions to day 19, except the plant limit is 18 now. The only special thing about day 23 was that there was a Gargantuar in the zombie squad. Was this a problem? Once again, absolutely not. And finally, day 24 was just a plan your defense level. I just made a whole minefield of potato mines, and it seemed to work magnificently. The final day of Ancient Egypt, day 25, was the Zomboss fight. The Zomboss fights aren't going to be anything too major throughout this challenge, unless they are doable with just red plants. But for this one, I don't even think you got potato mines in the conveyor. So, this level was obviously impossible with just red plants, although I could just power-up spam Zomboss. I didn't want to. During the downtime while I was editing this, we did also unlock a new plant to our arsenal. This plant is known as the Pyre Vine. Anyways, thanks for watching, and we'll see you in episode 2, in the Pirate Seas.